Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. I hope you're all well and you're keeping safe. I would really like to say thank you because my first YouTube video on bonds, it has reached 1000 views and it's all because of you guys. So thank you, I do really appreciate. So on today's video, I will do the continuation regarding the stock shares. You know, it always feels good when I wake up in the morning, then I log into the Nairobi Security Exchange to see the price movements of shares. I always check different companies to see which one is going up and which one is going down. As Warren Buffett always say, he started investing at 11 years, which he thinks it was very late for him. So it's better to start investing now so that you cannot regret it in later. So if you're here, please definitely stick around until the end of this video. Welcome back to my channel. To my new subscribers, my name is Matilda. I'm glad to have you guys here, and on today's video we will look at how to buy shares locally. And before buying shares locally, you need to check few things. You need to check the management of the company, you need to check the legal fees, you need to check if the company is solid, if the people who are in the company, if they're solid enough to run the company. So these are the basic fundamentals you need to look at before investing in shares. And you need to ask yourself, what is a share? A share is a part of ownership in a business or a company. For example, if today you decide to buy equity shares, it means you are partly owner of that company. So when it comes to payment of dividend, of course, definitely they will be able to pay a portion of its profits to its shareholders. So the first thing you need to do before investing in shares, you need to approach an investment bank or a stock brokerage firm. And when you're checking at the stock brokerage firm, you need to check for a registered or a licensed broker. And locally, that is in Kenya, you can always log into the website, the NSC, that is Nairobi Security Exchange, and you'll get a list of stock brokers which are licensed by the Capital Markets Authority. For instance, when I started investing in shares, I just approached my bank, and my bank gave me the guidelines on how to go about it. So on today's topic, I will guide you through the process of investing in shares. So the first step is either you approach your investment bank or a brokerage firm, and after that make sure the broker is a licensed broker. So sometimes you are hesitant to know which broker is the best, so you can always just log into the Nairobi Security Exchange, and you will get a list of brokers, and those brokers are registered. And after that, you can always check their background. You just check their background, how they run their business, if they've been making losses, any risks involved. Yeah, those are the basic fundamentals you need to look at. So when you approach a brokerage firm, you need some requirements before they open your CDS account. And what I mean by CDS account, it's a Central Depository Settlement Corporation. You need to have that account for you to be able to purchase the shares or sell the shares. So you need a passport photo, you need your KRA PIN, your ID, and sometimes they always ask for a bank statement, and the bank statement must not be older more than 90 days. So for instance, most of the brokerage firm, at times they always refuse to give you information regarding the shares because at times they think we are jokers, you're not serious. So once you show that you're really serious into doing business with them, they will always advise you which shares you're supposed to purchase. So after they open your CDS account, initially you're supposed to start trading, so you have to at least deposit 5,000 Kenyan shillings, for instance, because the minimum shares you can purchase in Kenya is 100 shares. Or if you want to purchase shares internationally, it's still 100 shares. And I'll just give an example. So the brokerage, they always have commissions, you know. When you're trading with them, the time you're doing a transaction, there is a commission. So let's say if you're purchasing shares more than 100,000, the commission is always very lower, that is at around 1.85%. And if you're purchasing shares less than 100,000 Kenyan shillings, the commission is a little bit higher, which is around 1.21%. So if you do not want to pay like high commissions, make sure you invest maybe more than 100k if you're capable of. But what I'll advise for the first investors, start small and then you will grow later. You know, start small so that you can be able to know how the system works, how the portfolio works, so that you cannot make losses and then give up at the middle of the investment. So when you're opening a CDS, it's free, guys. There are no charges. And sometimes, you know, if you do not have passport photos, some brokerage firm, they always ready with their equipment, ready to take pictures or photos of you. So guys, don't be worried about the registration. It's free of charge. And if you want to make it in stock, always listen to the stock brokers. They always advise you on what is going on in the market, like which shares are doing good, which shares are doing bad. So always listen to your broker. And of course, you cannot buy undervalued shares, because sometimes, you know, you are rushing or maybe trying to buy undervalued shares and you do not know the story behind the undervalued shares. So sometimes also you can just buy overvalued shares, and as time goes by, those shares, they will be able to grow, and of course you'll be able to make your profits. I would like to insist on this. Don't buy stocks unless you understand the fundamentals and the basics behind the stock, how the stocks works, because sometimes you have jargons in the stock market whereby maybe we have the bid price, we have the ask price. Sometimes you do not understand how the market moves. So make sure you understand the basic or the fundamentals behind the stocks and how the business works. And you know, at the moment right now, it's always good to buy shares at a lower price. That is, we call it the bear market. And then you can sell it when the price is high. That is, we call it the bull market. So buy at a low price and sell it at a higher price, especially if you want to be a speculative investor. Speculative investors are short-term investors, whereby they are always looking at the price movement of the stock market. So maybe they bought the shares maybe at this price, let's say 26 shillings, and when the price moves to 31 shillings, they always sell their shares at this price. But remember that each and every time you're doing your transaction, the stockbroker, they always get their commission. So guys, just keep this in mind. Before investing with any investment bank or a stock brokerage firm, you need to look at the transaction fee. Some, they charge like different transactions, like each and every month they charge you maybe 100 shillings maybe per month, and others they charge you maybe annually. So you have to look into this before deciding which investment bank or which brokerage firm you will consult before buying your shares. And I would like to talk about the Central Depository Settlement Corporation. That is your account which has been opened by your stock brokerage firm. So when you want to buy shares, you always write an email to your investment bank or the stock brokerage firm regarding on how you want to buy your shares. So it's not upon them to decide, okay, today I want to just buy shares for Matilda. No, you have to write an email guiding them or stating that you want this amount to be transacted. So they always don't have the authority to do any transaction which you have not legalized. So guys, also you will have the portfolio. You will have the portfolio whereby you can log in and do the transaction by yourself. But remember, each and every time you do the transactions, the brokers, they always get a commission. And also, I would like to give this scenario. Some banks, of course, I will not mention their names, you know. Some banks, they always ask for your statements, and maybe your statements, they have to be more than 1 million Kenyan shillings for you to be able to open a CDS account with them. So, of course, maybe they would like to have maybe investors who are serious, maybe investors who will be able to purchase more shares with them. Maybe that's why they've put a restriction that you have to show a statement from the bank that you've been transacting more than 1 million shillings in the less than 6 months, which doesn't make sense to me, because you can always show them the statement and at the end of the day decide to buy maybe the 100 shares. Guys, make sure you invest, because right now the market is bearish. And remember the rule, you need to buy when the price is low so that you can sell when the price is high for speculative investors. And if you want to be the long-term investors, make sure also you buy at a lower price, hold for 5 to 20 years, 5 years, 3 years, and then maybe sell later at a higher price. Maybe you will double your account. Remember this, when you invest in your passion, money comes to you. Open that trading account and start trading now. There is no right time, the right time is now. Thank you for always tuning in, and do not forget to share, like, and subscribe. See you next time.